for that vision to become real, to perfect this union, we are going to have to stand up. Not just me, not just Bill, we. All of us have to be ready for change. All of us have to be willing to work for it, and fight for it, and struggle for it. That's why at the beginning of this campaign I said we will not take PAC money. We will not take money from federal registered lobbyists, because I want to see the American people fund our campaign. That's why at the beginning of this campaign, when we weren't getting all the endorsements from the Washington insiders, I said that's okay, because I want to see the American people endorse us and organize on our behalf. That's what we have the capacity to do in this election. But we have to fight for it. The status quo is not going to give it up easily. They are resistant and they are cynical. They are comfortable with their own power. But if you stand up, if you're ready for change, then we can go ahead and tell the lobbyists and the fact-heads their days of setting the agenda in Washington are over, because they haven't funded my campaign. They will not run my White House. They will not run out the voice of the American people when I am President of the United States of America. If you're ready for change, then we can stop talking about the outrage of 47 million people without health insurance. We can start doing something about it. I've got a plan similar to what Bill put forward during the campaign that says every single American should have health care that is at least as good as the health care I have as a member of Congress. You guys pay my salary. I shouldn't have better health care than you. And so if you already have health care, we're going to lower your premiums by $2,500 per family per year. If you don't have health care, then you will be able to buy into a government-run plan. You will be able to choose your doctor. You will not be excluded for pre-existing conditions. We will subsidize those who can't afford it. And we will not wait 20 years from now to do it, or 10 years from now to do it. We will do it by the end of my first term as President of the United States. We can make sure every child in America has the best education this country has to offer. From the day that child is born till the day that child graduates from college. We know what to do. The problem is not that we don't know how to fix our schools. The problem is we don't have the will. We don't have a sense of urgency. We think that that child, that black kid, that child can't learn. That Hispanic kid in the barrios, well, you know, that child, you know, that's an immigrant child. You know, we don't have an obligation to him. That child in Appalachia, you know, life is tough. We think they're somebody else's problem. They're somebody else's kids. Let me tell you, they are not somebody else's kids. They are our kids. They are the kids of the United States of America. We have an obligation to them. And so we are going to invest. We're going to invest in early childhood education to make sure every child is prepared when they start school. Close the achievement gap. Then we're going to pay our teachers more money. And we're going to give them more support. We are going to have to maintain the highest standards, because our children are going to be competing against kids in India and China, Eastern Europe. So we've got to have high standards for our kids, but high standards can't be measured just by a single high-stakes standardized test, because we don't want our teachers teaching them a test. We want our kids learning art and music and science and history and civics and politics but I think it's time we make college affordable for every young person. So we're going to provide a $4,000 tuition credit every student, every year, to help them go to college. But young people, you will have to give something back in return. You're going to have to spend some hours in community service. In a veterans home, in a homeless shelter, join the Peace Corps, join the Veterans Service. We'll invest in you, you invest in America. Together, we'll make this country into a brighter future. We can make our economy more fair. You know, we have a short-term problem. A short-term problem because of the subprime lending crisis that has now affected the financial markets. The credit markets are frozen. It's harder for businesses to borrow. It's harder for consumers to borrow. And so the economy is contracting. We've got to act immediately. We've got to act immediately to shore up the housing market. That's why I put forward my own plans and join people like Chris Dodd to make sure that people can refinance their homes in ways that assure they don't lose their houses, and that will help Wall Street, because the banks will now have some confidence that people can make their payments. We're going to have to stimulate the economy. We've got to look and see, how we can deal with some of the other problems that we're facing. But we've got a long-term problem that hit long before this year. I mean, for the last decade, the average family, they've seen their real incomes drop. Not go up, drop. And that was during boom times. And the reason was because Bush economic policies were so tilted towards the wealthiest among us, the winners in this new globalized economy. Now, I believe in capitalism. I believe in the free market. I believe in entrepreneurship. I believe in opportunity. I believe in technology and innovation. I believe in economic growth. But what I also believe is that when CEOs are making more in 10 minutes than ordinary workers are making in a year, and the CEOs are getting a tax break, and ordinary workers are getting nothing. And when the company goes belly up, the CEO walks off with a golden parachute, and the worker loses his pension. Something is wrong with this system. Just like we need bottom-up politics, we need bottom-up economics. We need to think about working people, their path to opportunity. So we're going to close those tax breaks for companies that are shipping jobs overseas. We're going to give those tax breaks to companies